Let's do it. Wait, ready, Charlie, ready.
Do not
ready.
panic. They can't even hear that, can you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do not panic.
Yeah.
Do not panic.
We got Lysol right there.
Remain calm.
Too late for that, Charlie. Damn, this guy's giving us
Remain.
It's like, got cooties. Why did you stay home? Don't talk to strangers.
No bullshit.
Don't even look at strangers.
Do not give apples at Halloween.
We stopped that years ago.
Bullshit.
That's classic.
It really is.
No bullshit.
Oh my, let's just breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
No bullshit.
Hey, Charlie.
Remain calm. This is your government. We're here to help. Remain calm. Stay in your homes. Holy shit. With the toilet paper. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
An emergency.
And the paper.
I have toilet paper. It's my toilet paper. It's a national outrage.
Yeah.
My ass is chafed.
You better.
I need that 2-ply.
2-ply, it's a depression, Bob.
Right. 1-ply, I guess.
Use your hand. Why is all the toilet paper gone and right next to it all the soap is still on the counter?
No, that's gone too.
What's wrong with you?
Jeez.
Everything's gone.
Jesus.
Can I get some Purell?
Not my first rodeo. This leftover from Saddam Hussein. Remember the mustard gas and the Cipro and the, what was the other one? The
It was a nerve gas.
Anthrax.
Yeah, remember
Anthrax,
that?
yeah.
I still got a, what do you call that? A tough book for the Y2K.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody relax.
Yeah.
I mean, be smart.
But it's, Charlie, I think people like, just this whole thing. To me, I think it gives people a sense of belonging because everybody buys into it. You get to talk to people in the store. Let's talk about
We're all in it together.
Exactly. Like you always say.
We are social creatures.
Yeah.
Hey, can you turn up my headphones for me? Or is that just my ears ringing from that?
Is that it? Is that it?
No,
It could be that just the earphones are
Other
ringing.
one?
The other one? Okay.
That's
Check. Oh, no. I'm guessing that works.
All right, look. I have lived through fires, mudslides, 9/11, earthquakes. Okay, you want to know what you should have in your home. This is no bullshit news. This is what you need. Are you listening, Joey? Yeah. Okay. Oh, he talked. Cover your mouth when you talk.
He's got Lysol right here.
Look, you need toilet paper. No. That's not in your emergency kit. You need a bag of rice, a box of bullets, a pack of batteries, a bottle of scotch, 5 gallons of gas, a bar of soap, and a subscription to Netflix.
I got all that.
This is how you ride it out. Right? Toilet paper, it's embarrassing. All the stories in China. Did you ever hear one about toilet paper?
None.
No. God, we're pansies. Stop it. This is what you do. You get soap. And if you run out of toilet paper, you hang your ass over the bathtub. You turn on the spigot. You wash your ass and then wash your hands.
Is that like a poor man's bidet?
That's exactly what it is, Karen.
And you've got plenty of water because you all bought 12 cases of water.
Why is everybody buying water? Like what?
I don't know.
There's no earthquake.
Charlie, people are buying everything.
They're panicking.
The shelves are empty. The frozen sections are empty. I just came back from Trader Joe's. Everything's gone.
Did they still have wine?
Yeah, the wine was still
Okay,
there.
that's fine. All right, I'm good.
Exactly.
Well, it's my priority.
And if you're worried about water, go get some chlorine tablets or iodine drops. That'll make you don't want to drink too much iodine, but it takes the
impurities.
Not the impurity, but the bacteria in one. It'll kill it, right?
It's an impurity.
Yeah, but again, a virus is not a disease.
That's true.
I want to impress that upon our chief medical officer of the state. It's a virus, not a disease.
Right.
We'll be okay. But listen to the government.
And it's not a racist Chinese disease.
And black people are contracting it, because that's the other thing that's circulating on Twitter, that black people aren't contracting the disease.
What is wrong with this country? Look, viruses are the second worst creation on Earth. The worst being humans. Humans are worse than viruses because we have the same behaviors. We eat, we destroy until the organism's dead, and then we die with it. Except viruses, people, know no race. They know no class. They know no geographic boundary.
Nope.
They know no age. They don't discriminate. They jump from one of us to the next. We're all human beings. It's outrageous the way people are talking about
that's social media too. So and again, everybody does the piling on. I heard, I saw. Let me share. Let me repeat without any validation of what was said. So
okay, so here's the thing: the response has been terrible. Everybody's confused. The president's a dope. The governor's a dope. Right? Mixed messages late at night. We will give you what you need to know really simply. Really,
no bullshit.
No bullshit, because we did the work. Talk to big medical professors. We'll bring that to you. We will also bring you Chris Cabrera of the National Border Patrol Union. Member the border? Member Texas? What's going on there? It's now migrant season. The weather's changed. It's not cold. It's not hot. They'll be coming. What's happened to the conditions down there? What are they doing about the COVID-19 virus, which is coronavirus? So, we try to think. Well, everybody's looking at their butthole. We're trying to. Yeah, Joey's like, what do you mean? Toilet paper, bro.
Toilet paper.
Why is that? Why is it when there's an emergency we're thinking about our
Toilet
butts?
I don't know, Charlie, but
I
want you to wash your hands. I mean,
You know what I hate about that? It makes them dry.
I don't care, Charlie.
Use lotion.
I see too many people, especially even women. Well, I'm not in the men's room, but they use the restroom and they just walk out of the door.
And they don't wash their hands?
Who did not teach you? Yes.
Oh my
but this has
God.
been happening all along. So hopefully this puts people in the frame of better healthcare practices.
And just, yeah.
Well,
Jeez.
as a guy, I don't really
You should wash
touch
your hands.
anything when I'm taking a
Yeah, you do,
piss.
Charlie. What do you just? I don't want to
What-
know,
what
but
you
you should
think?
still wash your hands.
My meat is clean. It's USDA Prime. It's
Charlie,
rinsed,
this is
it's
what we
washed.
said before. Everybody
I'm
thinks
walking
their
around
germs
with it
are
with
okay.
dirty junk. Come on already.
Yeah, let's
Wash your
stop.
hands.
Just wash your hands.
Just wash your hands.
Look, they're dry.
See,
And then I go like this.
you're like the guy who.
mean, what do you
at
want?
the table. There's one thing wrong with my germs. Look at Joey. He's about,
I lick myself and touch my eye.
Touch my eye. Oh, no.
Okay, but before, let's
I'm leaving. in a
word
minute.
from our sponsors, American Coney Island. Let me tell you something. Now you'll listen to me. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Indeed.
It's all scrubbed down, washed down. I know. I'm the guy. I
Who's
know the
doing it?
products we're using, right? It's a beautiful place. It's all wiped down. It's clean. Don't panic. By the way, they're for this month of national step back and stay at home, they're going to trying to put a delivery system together.
Oh, good.
Deliver it to you, right?
Social distancing.
Social
period.
that's the word. Thank you. I got to break that down. Social
distancing.
Boy, do we know about that in the Michigan, don't we? It's called segregation. We all know how to do it. It ain't going to be hard. Social
Distancing. People give people church hugs now.
Yep. They cater. By the way, if you're hungry, you ran out of food, Coney Kit's an excellent delivered to your door on ice.
Maybe you can't get to the grocery store.
Right.
You order the Coney Kit.
Right. Remember, supporting you, America's oldest family-owned restaurant, American Coney Island, downtown Detroit. Go to AmericanConeyIsland.com. Give them a call. See if they are delivering. If you don't want to go into the streets, you're a necessary government employee, and you have to go to work, but you don't want to go outside.
But you got to eat.
Yeah. Now, you know what I noticed? I'm going to tell you something, folks. Our homeland security, we have it in the city, we have it in the county, we have it in the state, we have it in the country. It's terrible. What are these bureaucrats doing all day? This is a dry run. Joey, think about this. No major catastrophes happened yet. But if you look at Puerto Rico, right? Look at our response to stuff. Like, what is the plan here? There's kids who aren't going to school that depend on food. There are kids going to school who don't have computers.
It's true.
How are we going to get them their homework?
For 3 weeks.
What are you guys doing? See, this isn't normal.
No,
my friends around here, it doesn't work this way in L.A. and New York. Demand more.
Well, not only demand more, but the Trump administration is talking about kicking 700,000 people off food stamps. Really? Now? You're going to kick them off food stamps now?
Yeah, I'm not for that.
No, that's ridiculous.
And wait a minute. I mean, we can get into this all day long. We will. I'm thinking we shut people's water off. The governor refused to turn it back on a month ago. Now they're calling it a health emergency. We subsidize food. We subsidize rent, right?
Subsidize transportation.
Taxes are progressive. The richer you are, the more you pay in percentage. What's the deal with shutting off water? Ontario combines water and power. And if you don't pay your bill, your power gets shut off. But everybody knows you don't shut off water. Right. And if you want to be a racist or an asshole or the Facebook smart guy, again, lack of water, cruel guy, breeds disease. Disease jumps to everybody. If you're not a human, or I guess if you're not liberal,
right,
then be selfish.
We're going to own the libs.
There's a reason we have sewers.
But you know, Charlie,
right?
That's true. But this is the thing. I saw the other day where people whose water had been shut off, that they were calling to participate in this $25, restart program, that they couldn't get through. So, but if in fact water is an issue now, water is an issue all the time because people should be practicing cleanliness. Water is, the liquid for life anyway. I mean, is this just for show? Is this just what is it?
I don't know.
It seems like it's for show, which is terrible.
And so what happens when the virus passes? You turn the water back off?
Turn the water back off.
That is what's going to happen.
That is what's going to happen.
That's not smart.
So now we see it again. This is the consequence.
Well, and clearly, though, if they can afford to turn the water back on and charge people $25 a month, to maintain their water service, why can't they do that after?
Exactly.
Because I don't want to pay. Now, listen, man. Listen, this is how it works. Don't forget how it works, folks. You own a home. We all own a home. Let's say Bob's is worth $250. Mine's worth $500, let's say, right? You put a millage on homes for infrastructure in your community. For, like, in my community, replacing the sewer pipes. That means my home that's worth more than yours, I'm paying more for the sewer.
Right.
The shits you take are bigger than mine, and yet I got to pay more. That's how it works.
It is how it works.
I mean,
because your house is worth more than mine.
I agree, but I don't want to pay for a guy the rest of his life, feed an able-bodied man the rest of his life when he doesn't want to go do something. But Jesus.
But they said this when they were talking about, I guess there was a program that had been rolled out a couple years ago, or they were trying to introduce for people to a payment program. And
for water?
For water. But part of the copy read, you pay a small fee each month to help pay the bills for those who don't.
We do that in everything.
I know, but I'm saying, and then I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when you pay your bills go up. It's like, oh, they can pay this $300 water bill. We're gonna make it $350.
That's Karen because she's the work in government. That's what she used to do to us. She knows.
No, I would never do that.
You did it.
No, I did not do that, Charlie.
Did it?
I did not. I would never. I'm on the paying side.
But you're right, though. That's how that works.
I'm on the paying side.
Okay. Look, let me get this through because look.
Okay.
You guys, when I get up in the morning, my underpants, and I write that thing down, like the show rundown.
We got it.
So can I get these commercials done?
So what do you want us to do, Charlie?
Nothing. Do this commercial.
All right, give it to me.
Yeah.
Which commercial am I doing?
Right, you'll find
All
out
right.
when you read it.
I know a lot of guys in the construction business wanting to know what to look out for when they're doing business in downtown. I assume that's downtown Detroit. Who's on the up and up? Who does business the right way? How do you navigate the bureaucracy and keep to the rules and grow your business? I refer them to Barry Ellentuck.
Barry
Whom
Ellentuck.
I happen to know, actually, at ADR Consultants. He's
Is he good?
honest.
Is he good? Is he honest?
He is. He's a good guy. Honest, ethical, smart. Call
That's what we need.
248-318-9424 for a consultation, whether it's government or private industry. Reduce your costs, increase your bottom line. ADR Consultants are experts in procurement, government compliance, information technology, and property management. Get the job done right, on time, on budget. ADR Consultants, 248-318-9428. ADR Competent.
Call
Wow.
Barry.
Hey, that's great.
Nice job.
Wow.
That's extra.
There you go. See, now.
Could be a little something extra in the check this week. Yeah.
I have to donate that to the blood bank.
Please do.
Go to the blood bank.
And everybody else should as well.
Should you go to the blood bank if you think you have coronavirus?
No.
No.
Excellent.
Don't go anywhere if you think you have it.
Okay, you know what you should do? I'm going to tell you what you should do.
I don't know what the government's doing because I don't know what you should do. So this is what I did. I called a prominent surgeon in one of the big hospitals. That's why I can't mention his or her name because they don't want to be seen as speaking officially. Everything's pretty hairy and nobody wants to be seen as criticizing.
But
the
this is a
government.
surgeon from a big hospital, so
Big deal.
Right, big deal.
Somebody I trust when when you're a reporter, I always say to the young people getting in the job, have the 5 numbers, right? Understand the person that can explain like the power goes out. Somebody can explain politics. Somebody in the police department. Somebody in,
The medical field.
medical field or like Homeland Security. You got to have that go-to. This is from the go-to. Simple language, folks. Ready? Here we go. Do me a favor. Old people stay home because your system is weak. Have your young people run your errands, go shop for you. Simple. 2, do not hoard. Go shop, get a little extra. The whole point is not to make as many trips, right? It's not an incubation. It's not a gas chamber. Just get a little extra.
I hope not.
Relax.
Not to ever not go to the store again, ever.
Right.
You're right. Cut down on your trips is the point. The goal is to have the coronavirus beat itself. When you get it, your body fights it, creates antibodies, and then it dies. You're not a carrier anymore.
Right.
That's why we're quarantining ourselves. Who's ever got it, fights it, beats it, wins, and the thing dies out.
And they don't spread it while they're
That's
contagious.
exactly excellent, Bob.
Yeah.
Yes, masks do help. Forget what they're telling you. This is a medical professional. That's why they wear them. But unless you're expecting somebody to goober in your face, right, or you're going to sneeze on people, you don't need them. The medical professionals who are handling all of us need them. If you're going to go out, wash your hands. And here's a way to protect yourself. Wear clean gloves, clean ones. Go out and wear clean gloves. That way you're not touching everything. If you think you've got it, right? What do? Call your doctor. If you have no doctor, you call urgent care. You call the hospital ahead of time. I called the hospitals, and as soon as you get the message, it says if you think you have coronavirus, and they lead you through it. So what you want to do is find out what they want you to do when you come in. You don't want to just go to your doctor.
Don't just go in.
Right? Touch everybody in the waiting room.
Cough while you're
Cough,
waiting, yeah.
right? There's protocol. That's all you got to do. Forget going to, some number online when you don't have a computer. Call up, ask what you should do, wash before you go, and go do it. I don't know if they have enough testing kits yet to get back to you
think they
immediately.
do.
They don't.
Yeah.
So either.
But don't worry about that. Just do that. Get some food, but don't go crazy. Take care of your old people. Wash your hands, and if you think you have something, Call ahead of time before you go to seek treatment. Huh? Simple. And don't go
doable.
out as much.
And doable. Yeah.
And I know some
Well,
people
and taking care of your old people might mean don't go visit them. You know, because you might be carrying it, you might be spreading it.
Or be cautious if you do.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because they should stay in because their immune systems are possibly more compromised than ours. So if you have to go visit them, put a scarf, a mask on, be protective, make sure your hands are clean, go in, deliver what they need, clean up, and then leave. Like,
Right.
you don't need to expose or extend the visit unnecessarily.
Hey, Ma? Hey, Ma?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm well, honey. How are you?
Good. Did you go to the store today?
I did.
What is wrong with you?
Well, where do I start?
I needed some stuff.
Mom, I love you, but it would, that first and foremost, I love you, but to be selfish here, if you got coronavirus and died, it's really embarrassing for me.
Well, I'm going to die, whatever from, and I don't intend to barricade myself into this wretched mess that's being created, and I have raised you the same way. I don't live in fear.
You live with
Good for
Jimmy.
you.
You live with Jimmy, and that's why you're trying to get out of the house.
Well, that could be part of it also. My sons are, perennial little objects. And,
Charlie, your mom needs a stage and a microphone.
Mom, was that a cough?
yes, you probably get it.
I went to see my mom May last week before, and
I must confess it's a cigarette cough.
I said, I love you.
I got the same thing.
But if you want to clear the path, that's all you have to do now. So it does have its disadvantages.
It's
Start wiping your eyes and coughing.
Mom, do you wash your hands thoroughly after you go to the bathroom?
I never go to the bathroom.
That's my mom. She's just like Karen. She's a princess. My mom's a princess. Listen, Mom, where'd you go today?
I went to Myers.
Myers. It's
I went to
Meyer.
Mass.
You went to Mass. Oh, that's
And then
interesting.
I went to Myers.
They didn't close down the church?
I'm sorry?
They didn't close down the church.
No.
Huh.
God has to live somewhere.
True that.
He does in our hearts.
That's right, Karen.
Right now.
He lives in our hearts, Mom.
Well, that's the case, but sometimes actions are
And
much
Myers.
better than just saying, "Hey, I love you."
What was the scene at Myers?
What? I'm sorry. What was the scene?
What was the scene like? Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell you, sweetheart, it was like Caesar crossing the Rubicon, only when I got there after I passed the waters, I'm thinking, okay, this is panic personified.
What'd you see? Give me some details, because I don't shop.
Lucky man.
Oh, I got to tell you something on a side note. I tell you how much I don't shop. You know when Jack passed away?
Yes.
That's my mom's second husband, and we were staying at his condo, and he had all these packages of unopened underwear, and I took 2 packs, Ma.
Oh.
I took a dead man's underwear.
Charlie.
He didn't leave me anything. He wasn't going to use them.
Apparently, he left you his underwear.
Or maybe he didn't want you to have those either.
But at least I see.
They were still in the package.
But now I don't have to go get underwear in this mass,
Hysteria.
hysteria. So
It also helps if you don't wear any, so then you'll never have to be concerned.
she's hip.
Well played.
Your mom's sassy.
She totally hit from the 60s. I once was interviewing what's that? Oliver Stone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The director.
Yeah, the guy that was rich and then became super
Platoon.
liberal. And,
Yeah.
and my mom, grew up like a blue collar Democrat and became super conservative. And I asked Oliver Stone. My mom called him up in the middle of the interview. My mom calls, and she bitches him out that he sold out. And I asked Oliver Stone, because it was about the movie W, George Bush, and I asked him, "What do you think his cock looks like?" And he's like, "What? I don't want to go there." And then afterwards, I called my mom and I said, "Mom, what'd you say to him? You stunned him." She told me, and then I said, "Mom, what do you think George Bush's cock looks like?" And my mom says, "Well, obviously, it leans to the right."
Oh my God!
Super
it's
hit.
a family affair.
It is.
Super hit my mom. So
Now
mom,
we know where it comes from.
So mom,
She hung up on you, Charlie.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
What'd you see in Myers? I mean, can you give some people some advice? What did you see and how should they behave?
The only thing I would tell you, very short and sweet, and it's not welcome in the current climate. Get a grip. Quit the panic. If you keep doing what you're doing, a virus will not kill you. It will be stress.
Amen.
Wow, Ma.
We need to have her on the show.
Yeah, Ma. Will you come in soon? Sit in studio with us?
Oh, is that's where you're at, sweetie?
Yeah. I'm in the garden mezzanine at Drew's house.
The lower level.
The basement.
That sounds intriguing. The garden mezzanine sounds delightful.
Okay, so what did you get at the store? What did you hoard?
I hoarded nothing, actually. I walked up and down the aisles. I went earlier, all right? After Mass, I went, and a young woman came out with 2 children and very harried. And she said, "Are you going in?" I said, "Yes." And the parking lot was just loaded. And she said, "I would advise you not to." She said, "It is so bad in there." She said, "and people are panicking." So I came home, and then I decided, no, okay, maybe it's lightened a wee bit, and I would go back, and I did. And the shelves, empty shelves, and as I said, you crossed the Rubicon, walked in, and I thought that this is what panic looks like. It absolutely ridiculous. Shelves totally empty. There wasn't a roll of toilet paper to be had. And other people were telling people, well, okay, they're out here, but try this store. Somebody said they have it here. Somebody said they have it here.
Like
I have never seen anything like that in my life, and I have seen a lot.
Wow.
So you went to go sightsee, didn't you?
Basically, yes.
Oh, my God, Mom, you're old.
Good for you.
Mom, that's a petri dish of pestilence, and you're in there sightseeing? That's all wrong.
It's a petri dish of manufactured panic.
Yeah.
Wow.
I dig my mom. My mom's doing tours and not even posting on Facebook. And, Mom, did you see the governor's update about what we should and should not do on Facebook Live?
No.
Why not?
Well, because I don't live in that world, and I don't need somebody with even less experience than I have telling me what I need to do.
So, point taken there. What do you mean? You don't have Facebook Live?
No. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, a governor. Ding, 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 ding. My mom, very sharp, very hip, as you can hear, doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Maybe you could put out your bulletins in the daylight where people can ask questions. And I'm sorry, Mom. I'll get a message to the governor that you're not getting.
I don't want it. So please don't bother. I'm not interested. It doesn't matter to me, Charlie, and I'm, one of those people that are seriously, watch out for your age and yada yada, and here I am, and it's silly. I'm sorry, it really is silly, and it bothers me that they really don't do their research other than this kind of crazy talk. And with all the testing they've done, it would probably behoove them to say, well, okay, we've taken this many tests and yada, yada. This many turned out negative. You get the positive. You don't get the balance. Do you really want to hear this? And then all the cases that they have detected, okay, well, we've been in it long enough now with your 14-day theory. How many, let's say you take 100. Okay, how many of those 100 people have totally recovered as they would from the flu? I understand it has its downside. Doesn't everything? Put it in perspective. And I just feel they're deliberately not doing that. And my trip to the grocery store was proof of that. As a matter of fact, after that, I went to Walgreens drugstore. I thought, okay,
Mom,
spreading it around all over.
Yeah, and I thought they're not inhabited, so they'll have a package of toilet tissue, right? They were totally sold out. Their shelves are totally empty. What are we doing?
I don't know, Mom.
People are
But
losing their
if the
minds.
shit hits the fan, Mom, I'm going to come get you. All right?
No pun
Come get me for what?
Dinner.
She said, come get her for
Dinner.
For dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, but I really don't need. Can we go to some place that's really crowded?
Yes.
All right, look, Mom. We're going to have the Border Patrol guy on, but I love
Well,
you.
no, please do your work, honey,
Yeah.
and I love you.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you put Jimmy on the phone, please?
Surely.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment.
That's your brother, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's living with my mom right now.
You know?
Hey, bro, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, dude, what the fuck are you letting mom like drive around and go to Myers and
Walgreen for it.
and like be a tourist in the middle of a plague and shit?
Dude, I said before, you're not going to stop Mom. She wanted to go to Myers. I'm not going to stop her from going to Myers. You know goddamn well. Yeah, I'm serious. You know damn well that's not going to happen. I don't even know why you're asking me that. You know? Yeah, she's going to the casino. She said.
She's going to the casino.
You're gonna let her go to the casino, dude?
Dude, what do you mean? Am I going to let her? See, that's
Look at her laughing. She's laughing.
Can you hear her?
Yes.
She's
okay then.
Tie her
I know,
up.
but am I going to let her? Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, how about this? Like, you put her in the car, you tell her you're gonna take her to the casino, and you just drive around till the old bat just falls asleep.
Yeah, right. That's good. Good call, Charlie. I think we both know a little better than that, don't we?
Yeah.
So, what's up? Are you at Drew's house, or?
Yeah, you're on the air right now, man.
Oh, am I shit?
Yeah.
Well,
don't
tell Drew
swear.
I said hey.
No, fuck Drew, man. It's
our show.
I'll tell Karen. Hey, this is Karen. You never met Karen.
Well, tell him I said hey.
Say hi to Karen. This is my brother Jim.
Hi, Jim. That's not your brother I met at your house?
How you
Frank.
doing?
That's Frankie.
That's Frankie.
Frankie.
Okay. Hey, Jimmy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
And this is Bob. You know Bob, don't
Jimmy,
you?
we met.
Yeah. What's up, Bob?
Good to see you, man. Good to hear from you.
And this
Yeah, good
is
to see you too.
This is
You
Joey.
look great.
This is Joey the mannequin.
He waved.
Oh, okay then. How you doing, Joey? I'll see you tonight.
I think he moved. Not sure. You know these
Right on.
millennials. All right, Jimmy. I love you, man.
All right, I love you too, bro.
Wash your hands a lot.
Yeah, I'll wash my hands and everything else.
Have fun at the casino.
Yeah, all right, man.
Can you imagine Charlie's house at Thanksgiving?
No.
Or Christmas dinner or some other family gathering?
My mom stopped doing them
Good for her. She's a smart lady.
because they're a shit show.
They are a shit show.
They are, no, I mean they're
No, it sounds like a reality show in the making to me.
ours are rowdy.
Yeah, I just remember, I don't know what it was, but you had some of your family at your house. They were there. You said, Frankie, I believe, was your mom there? I don't
She's
know if
been
she
there,
said-
yeah.
It was interesting. It was very energetic. Let me say that in a good way.
We're a big old loud Catholic family. We love each other.
And it shows.
And you hear my brothers. I'm not fucking stopping her. My mom's doing tours. Oh,
Blame her. She wants to see for herself, Charlie.
so
Go down to the casino, make a little money.
So, if there's any question where I come from, and that's part of me. I'm
Not
like,
after that. No question.
But I disagree with my mom. Look, I just say, if this is what medical experts feel that we must do, well, we don't all got to revolt. Like, just I'm not going to go take a tour. I'm not freaking out. I am from my mom. Okay, I'm lying. I went to the Wayne County Jail.
Oh.
Because first of all, let's do this. As Bob was saying, the national response to this has been unacceptable, scattered, poorly thought out. There's no tests. We're banning flights when the shit's already here. I'm not an expert, but I get so many mixed messages. And then the governor declares a state of emergency at 11 p.m. at night in the middle of Joe Biden's speech on something my mother's never heard of and gives me this.
Washing our hands often and counting to 20 while you do it. Practice touching your face less often. Replace handshakes with elbow bumps. And cover your mouth when you sneeze or cough with the crook of your arm or your upper arm.
You mean sneezing the elbow I'm shaking with? That's it? That's the state of emergency? I must remind, where's she from?
No.
You guys, like,
I don't know where she's from. Michigan.
She's from Michigan, but
some high
that's a good
suburb
question.
somewhere, right?
I don't know.
When you say state of emergency in the Detroit area, you got to remember, we think National Guard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And in New York,
Not coughing into your elbow.
the governor seals up New Rochelle, New York, sends in the National Guard to scrub buildings. We're talking about sneezing in the arm. This has been so scattered. Did you see the one last night?
Well, it lacks.
It was on Facebook
Lacks,
Live last night
Some of the stations carried it.
Yeah.
at 11. I'm sorry, I'm in bed. I'm
Yeah.
not and they're canceling schools.
That's when they canceled schools, too. That's when she canceled schools.
At 11?
At 11?
Last night,
Yeah.
How many?
But who was the one?
Effective Monday.
There was one person that
Cancel it tomorrow.
that kept asking questions. It was like, I'm like, so who was in the audience?
There was only a couple people.
It wasn't.
Who
an
were
audience.
they? Because it was really, I'm trying to think. I didn't catch the voice, but I'm thinking, who the hell is that in there asking these questions?
And these questions sound pre-prepared.
Staged,
Right.
Yeah,
You know, this is ridiculous.
yeah, it was pretty. It wasn't impressive.
No, and you know, you're letting the universities lead, the sports leagues lead, the schools themselves lead. It's so far behind on this.
Yeah.
Like I just, my mom didn't hear any of it, and now she's getting cynical. Doesn't want to hear any of it.
Yeah, and she's ready. She's responding the way she wants to. I mean,
Going to the casino.
yeah, I thought they were closed. I saw on Twitter last night that they were closing.
The casino?
And I could, Twitter's not, but
Better
I saw.
tell Ma.
I saw it. I don't know.
Now here's the other thing. This chief medical officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joni Caldoun. Okay, she has really nothing. A few. I don't really know what the statistics are.
She's the Wayne County chief medical officer? Or
No, she's the chief medical
So the
executive
state.
of the state of Michigan.
Of the state of Michigan.
And not to be political, but this is what I do, and you come to No Bullshit News Hour, you should expect more, because this is the woman. She used to be the health director for Mike Duggan here in Detroit. This is the woman that said that Make Your Day program with the mayor's girlfriend was a fabulous success.
Really?
When the data shows it was a fabulous failure.
Right.
She's also just got rung up for abuse of power in that position, for creating jobs at salaries for people she preferred in there. The inspector general just rang her up and one more. Last year, in 2018, in fact, she said, this is the director of the health department, that water shutoffs did not pose a public health threat. This is who we got standing there. Like, who did we interview? Can we do better than this? We have no plan. It's scattered. You're doing Facebook Live at 11. You're telling me water's not an emergency. Now it's an emergency. Once the emergency passes, we're turning it off.
So tell me that political connection, Charlie.
Go ahead.
Because it's obvious, but it's not. She didn't interview for that job. I mean, but let's talk a little bit about
She
that.
didn't?
Come on, Charlie. This is an appointed position. Let's talk about that connectivity.
Can you remember what you're going to say where I just get in here and start steaming?
Go ahead.
We deserve better than that, because the last chief medical officer led us into Flint. Yeah. And a judge bound him over for trial because he held back the fact that there was a Legionnaires' crisis, one of the biggest in the history of the country. And we're not going to do any better than that, and maybe she deserves it. Okay, I'll give that. God!
Well, not necessarily.
Come on, Michigan.
Maybe she's qualified.
I'm sure she is.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's the issue. But I just want, whether we talk about it or whether listeners just start to think about the connectivity between her support of involvement with Mike Duggan and now her appointment at the state level. I mean, people don't always think about
the connections.
The connections. Just think about that for a minute. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Think about that.
Let's go like this.
Okay.
Let's just think of the good old boy thing going on. And
Yes.
right. See, all the parties suck. They're corporations.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes down to moments like this where you need
Competent people.
You're not seeing it. And I know we're all feeling this. I'm not seeing it. And I hope to God my mom's right. I hope this thing doesn't spin out, because they don't really know about this virus. That's the thing. It's precautionary. But you get a look at it. I'm going to give you a for real. I promised this audience way back that we would stay on the Wayne County Jail. Back when Chicken Joe, before he fired himself, right? We were going to get in there and look at those conditions on a facility that's never passed a health inspection. Well, I went in there Monday, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to deadlinedetroit.com. I wrote it. It's now making its rounds. It's going around the country now. When you are looking for hot zones for viral transmission, you would, as the leader, have a map in your office and say, where do people congregate? The sports arenas.
Which they've closed.
Themselves.
Yep.
Schools.
Which they've closed.
Which are now closing. I would close City Hall because it's not really necessary. Just keep the necessary people there, right? Go home. You would also look at prisons. The prisons, a third of them are quarantined now for influenza, not for corona, no visitors.
Wow.
You would look at jails, right? I looked at the jail, and here's what I saw. When you go into intake, right, where everybody goes, first of all, there are no security cameras. It's broke. They put you in a cell with everybody else. They process you, and then you go into the property room where you have a shower. The showers haven't worked in years. So this whole thing about transmission of virus, you're supposed to clean, right? Wash your hands 20 seconds. The showers don't work. The property room, when you take your clothes off, they put them in mesh bags.
Mesh bags?
Mesh bag. Every jail, and I've covered a lot of jails, Cook County, L.A. County, Rikers Island. I've been to a ton.
Got to be plastic bags.
Yeah,
they vacuum pack them.
Vacuum pack them, right.
They don't do that. So now the pestilence is getting on the deputies. The deputies who, man, they make $32,000 to start and top out at $55,000. They're mandated to do 16-hour shifts. They have children. They got to handle these people. They go home and hug their children. Their children go to school or to the playground and play with your children.
Yeah.
There are nurses there, right? There are no cleaning crews. Look, they do the best they can there. I know they do. The deputies and some inmates mop the floors. But when the governor of New York sends in the National Guard, our governor does nothing. Once they're processed, they're taken upstairs to an Orwellian room called quarantine. It's got a glass panel and bunk beds, and all these dudes are in this room together waiting to go to court. The showers in a lot of those drip or freezing. They don't use them. So now you got it's not a quarantine, it's an incubator. And again, the deputies got to handle these guys. The nurses got to look at these guys, right? Then you go to court. Then if you get bail, right, you're back out there.
You're back out, yeah.
So when I hear people say, fuck them, let them make toilet paper, I'm like, dude, save it. Don't. I'm a serious person. You know, I like to joke. This isn't anything to joke about.
It's true.
How did the jail get so bad? It was a brand new jail back in the 90, inherited by Mike Duggan, Ed McNamara, and they starved that fucking thing. They starved it. It turned to rot, just like the DMC, right? Bob Picano took it over, let it rot. Then they went to build that new one, mishandled and stole all the money, and nobody did a day. Out. Bob and I did that. And I'm not going to post any blame on the people running it now. They're doing the best they can. We're trying to build a new overpriced jail. But in the meantime, madam, this is a nexus for, it's just inhumane.
It's a petri dish.
It's inhumane to do it to the deputies, to the commanders.
To the inmates.
To the inmates.
To the community at large.
To all of us. Now, I talked to the head of jails last night. I dropped that story Wednesday morning. It was Thursday night. I hadn't heard from the state.
Wow.
I put a call into the state. It's the old, you can ignore me, madam. You know, they were going to ignore me in the county, but they figured it was smarter to do it. And I'm trying to do everybody right. I voted for nobody on Tuesday. I'm nonpartisan. I'm for all of you out there and your children and yours and you, Bob, and your grandkids. I'm for that. How can you sit there, like, what is this, a pride thing? Get some fucking portable showers in that jail. Fix the plumbing, because the new jail's not going to be ready for a couple of years. We now are looking at the fact that water is life. We pay, my grandkids are going to pay for that Wayne County jail sin that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
How much do we pay here to look at these dummies run everything.
Could we at least get clean water?
My wife says, you're intense. I go, yeah, but I get it done.
That's true.
And that big nasty demo pile I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm. The asbestos one?
Yeah, but you know that mountainous shit? Mm-hmm. It's gone, ladies and gentlemen. The feds and the state came and watched them take it out because I won't let it happen. If I'm on it, we're going to do it. Madam, if you can borrow $3.5 billion to paste up some roads, you could put $1 million or $2 million into the jail and make it humane. There's asbestos there, peeling paint, standing water. In the psychiatric ward, there's 90 people in it, making it one of the biggest holding facilities, hospitals. There's no holes in the bars, and they still have bars. For the deputies to open, now they have to open it and hand you your meal. Or open it in the handcuff.
That's dangerous to them.
Fuck yes, it is. They work hard. This, get it together. If this is serious, that's exactly where you want to go. And then Oakland County. Knowing people have been there. You got people sleeping on the floors. Do your job.
Amen.
The markets, ooh.
Oh, boy.
Let me remind you. Overreaction is not a strategy for the long-term investor. Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth. Call him. Now you need to. Now you absolutely need to. 248-663-4748 for rational financial advice. Look at the markets. The Federal Reserve cut rates by 0.5%. Nothing happened.
No.
Coronavirus. Where does it go? Is it rational? Or is it fear like my mom says? What do? Do you get into bonds? Do you hold your stocks? Do you roll it over? What do you do? Call Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth, 248-663-4748. I recommend him. Sit there and guess. I'm in my basement with my wife going, oh, my God. I talked to Luke. Get advice, get a strategy, position you in your investments, retirement, and your baby's college plan. Get her there. Think long term. Securities Investment Advisory Service offer role member FNA BC role license simply entities and marketing names, product service reference here, Inc.
Inc.
Hey, it's not over. This is the time. I'm telling you, people aren't. It's not over. So this, if you didn't call or get some type of financial advice prior, this is the time to do it. I don't care what you have or what you don't have. Do not be fooled into thinking that this isn't going to impact you at every level.
This, we'll get to this after we get to Chris, but this is the biggest news, I think.
Okay.
Right? Something megas. Bob and I were talking about, what do you do with your retirement account? And I know a lot of people don't have one, right? And if you have a pension, who knows if you'll have one?
If you'll get it, yeah.
We were talking Bob's like, do I move it out of this because the opportunity's there? And I'm like, dude, I think long term, man. I'm not trying to guess the market, and you need somebody.
And you don't overreact. It has to be strategic, but you got to talk to somebody who knows.
And there is a way right now where you can put money in your pocket right now. Hall Financial wants you to know that mortgage rates are at an all-time low. The average 30-year fix fell to under 3.3, the lowest ever recorded by Freddie Mac. Our friends at Hall Financial want you to know that people are lining up to save money and and not just toilet paper, but mortgages, right?
Well, and water, sure.
This one, you don't have to go to the store to do it. You can simply call 248-308-5000 or go to davidhallmortgage.com. Get around to it now. Hall's processing time is nearly half its competitors. They work to your schedule and your needs. You'll see. And getting my kitchen done. It's on hold right now, but taking advantage of that, taking some equity out, and the cost is going to be lower than it's ever been. You know what I mean? And then you can call Luke. Is it wise to hold debt if there's inflation on the horizon? I won't go into it now. That's for the experts, but, I studied economics.
He's the expert, though.
Yeah.
Call him.
Get started by calling Hall at 248-308-5000 or go to davidhallmortgage.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1467435. And, Cabrera on the line? Yep. Before I do that, Northwestern Tech, the heating and cooling school in Southfield. These are jobs that last. not service jobs, right? Not cheap finance jobs, bubble economy
You're
jobs.
actually working for a living, doing something.
Career, right.
And getting paid.
And getting paid.
Getting paid well. Most grads are earning $40,000 to $50,000 after 1 year. And many grads start their own businesses afterwards. And those people are coming to my home. That's for real. Right? Learn HVAC, a skilled trade, in 10 and a half months. Over 50% of training is hands-on. Over 90% of graduates get jobs in HVAC. That's last year's numbers. 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. Classes offered early, midday, later, so you can work while learning a skilled trade. Classes start March 18th. Go to tech.edu. Call them. Make sure the classes are on. I didn't ask.
They may be online, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Okay, go to northwesterntech.edu, the HVAC school that works. And you know who else is hiring. Do you guys know who else is hiring?
Who?
Border Patrol in the Rio Grande sector.
Nice.
Let's apply.
Hey, Cabrera.
Yeah, how's it going?
Real good, bro. Chris Cabrera, how do I say it, dude? So you're not what's your title?
I'm Vice President for the National Border Patrol Council.
Yeah, I was going to say big swinging dick on the border, but, you have to say you're speaking as a union guy and not for the government, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
My brother.
Hey, Chris, good to talk to you again. This is Bob.
Yeah, likewise. How you been?
Good.
And here's your girlfriend, Chris. It's Karen.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Karen, you're awesome. I love listening to you guys.
Well, thank you. I think the same about you.
Chris, do you actually listen to us way down there from way up here?
Yeah, I usually catch it like a day or two after it airs. I put it on the podcast and I listen to it while I'm patrolling.
Fucking hey.
Nice.
Man, the modern world's a trip, isn't it? That's awesome.
You gotta love it.
So listen, you guys are hiring, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we're always hiring. We never sleep.
That's true. Well, listen, I mean, I want to do it quickly, but there's so much to talk about. Number one, the migrant season begins about now, right? March.
Yeah. The migrant season begins about now. Unfortunately, we haven't had much of an off season in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, but traditionally, we'll get a little spike right about now.
Okay, and what's happening down there? Because we're in an election year, and you're not all of a sudden hearing anything about the border. And that was, how the news cycle goes. Fill us in. Up here on the northern border, what's going on the southern border?
Well, we were getting, hammered just for the last, 4, 5, 6 years, and then they came with the Remain in Mexico. So anybody that gets caught crossing illegally and puts in for some type of asylum, not everybody, but the majority will have to go back to Mexico and wait there until their case goes through the court system, and then they get a yay or nay, and then go from there. So that has really cut our apprehensions down tremendously.
That's amazing because, when I met you and we did a film, and in my book, Shit Show, get number 6 in Poland last year. Thank you very much. That absolutely was a smart solution. We have such a treaty with Canada. If a foreign national comes to United States soil from your soil, you're required to take them back. And we didn't have that arrangement with Mexico, right?
Yeah, and it made no sense why we didn't have that arrangement. And, I get it, times are hard all over the place. But, I mean, if you're fleeing one country, then, any other safe country should suffice as long as it's not the one that you're afraid of.
And I think that's had an effect of Mexico taking care of its southern border with Central America, right?
Yeah, not only that, they're taking care of the northern border too. So the ones that squeak through, and they're trying to cross from Mexico into the U.S. are running into the Mexican military, and they are actively patrolling up there for obviously people, smugglers, and whether it's human smugglers or drug smugglers.
So in effect, Trump's strategy on the border, in your opinion, has worked in terms of just the mass of humanity.
And I know not everybody's a fan of President Trump. It has worked because we haven't had.
I think we just
and so he's been having to, implement these types of policies in order to put for lack of a better term, a Band-Aid on a broken leg until we can get Congress to actually do the unheard of is work for their money.
Please, bro.
The unheard of.
All right, coronavirus. Let me see if I can set this up. The conditions in those holding facilities for migrants were abominable, right? There's international outrage. The conditions you were exposed to in those places, outrageous. What are we seeing now?
Yeah.
Is it fixed? What's going on?
In 2013, we absolutely got overrun. And then it just continued, and we got a processing center. Little by little, we worked our way up to a normal spot where we have one station down here that's designated for people that are sick, not necessarily, coronavirus sick. Those are going to go to the hospital, but anybody with any type of, like, say, chicken pox or the measles or something, we can separate them from the rest of the general population. We have hot showers now. We have, laundry facilities because, traditionally Border Patrol, we're only holding somebody for, a day or two. So there's really no need for hot showers. There's really no need for laundry facilities. But now people are ending up staying longer just because of the backlog. So now we have all those things set in place. So, and quite honestly, I told you this yesterday, we owe a lot of this to the media because you guys came down here, you heard our story, and you put it out worldwide. We had reporters from Norway, from Denmark, from China, you name it. People were coming in to see what was going on. Broke that story. And if we hadn't had that, we'd still be in the same condition.
So the conditions are good for you, the officers, and the migrant people.
Yeah, I think as best as they can be. Obviously, everything can always get better.
Sure.
We're trying to get better barriers in our vehicles because we just have the law enforcement, the little cage, that little that partition, but it's not it's like a wire, like a bar, like a metal bar, bars in there. So obviously, if they sneeze, it can come into our part. So we're trying to retrofit vehicles, get blowers in the back to take the air out if somebody's sick. We're always concerned from a union standpoint, making sure that there's enough personal protective equipment like gloves, face masks, hand sanitizer, Lysol, and all that. So the Border Patrol, with the union, we battle the headquarters quite a bit, but they're really trying to push out everything they can to protect our guys because it's we're it. We're the first ones seeing a lot of these people.
And are you guys worried about the coronavirus? There are a lot of it's a worldwide thing, so it knows no nationality, but you do have a lot of Chinese nationals that come through. Any training in what's going on with the coronavirus in you guys?
We get our training. As a matter of fact, I was in training yesterday.
Training?
Well, I was doing some EMT training, and, part of the coronavirus was touched on. And, what I'm more concerned about more than anything is everybody's just flocking to the stores and taking all the damn toilet paper.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that hysteria down there as well? And how was that impacting you on the professional side? Certainly you have to be protected as officers, but because up here we can't find anything. Anywhere.
Yeah, it's the same way down here. And what concerns me is obviously if they start, quarantining folks or everybody stay at home like they're doing with colleges. From and everybody has them, and then on top of that, I'm going to have to work. I can't be home with the family because somebody's got to. We don't have that luxury of, hey, well, I lost today because we got to work from home. We can't do that. So,
hey, Chris,
yeah.
Dig this though. Okay, that's from home, right? That's the panic. Mm. Yeah, you guys are as crazy as we are. Let me go back to what you just said though. Some media shine some light on the conditions. They improved for the detainees and the officers. There are showers for everybody. There are places to get clean. There's an infirmary. You're retrofitting trucks. You have masks. What if I told you on the northern border, our county jail, the showers don't work. There are not masks. There is not sanitizer. What if I told you that?
And that is a failure on the leadership of those facilities because it's obviously a health concern. You don't want inmates getting sick because then they infect other inmates, they infect employees, and then what do you do with them? You send them to hospitals. Now you have to split your resources. The other part of that is if you don't have showers, not just the disease, but the safety issue. You know, people get irritated when they're, you know, cooped up. Obviously, you're in jail. You're going to be cooped up. But if you can't get a shower, you can't get clean, tempers are going to run hot, and you're going to have more assaults on those officers. And that just shouldn't be. I mean, these guys, correctional officers, they got a tough enough job already, and not providing them with the resources to hold really bad elements of the community, that's not a good sign. But, I mean, hey, we are hiring down here, you know, so.
Would you agree with me? I know you haven't seen them, but if what I tell you is true, is that a societal emergency, the way we're running our shit?
Yeah, it is, because, you know, one, for the folks that are in there, and just it just creates it's on multiple levels. It's on the health level and it's on the safety level. And you know, those officers that are working those jails, they're outnumbered to begin with. And then now you got worried about people getting sick. Now you're going to have less people showing up for work because they're sick. You're going to have people quitting. And then the ones that are loyal and healthy and they stick around and stay there, now they're at risk because you know, the guys behind the desk, they just don't want to do their job. Well, they think that everything is those guys, they'll figure it out, and that's not how it's supposed to be.
In your capacity as a union representative, not as a government employee, do you feel comfortable delivering a message to my governor, telling her to fix those goddamn jails, and you're doing it with other union brothers and sisters who work a very similar and difficult job as you? You want to drop a message to her?
Yeah, 100%.
Her name is Gretchen Whitmer, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Go ahead.
Yeah, Governor Whitmer. Hey, you know, you gotta clean up that. You know, you gotta give these employees what they need, because if not, they won't be employees for long. You know, they have a very difficult job, and if you don't take care of them, somebody else will.
Another thing, you're talking about taking your medical courses yesterday. Want to hear what New York City did? Effective immediately, the following types of calls will not receive a first responder response, meaning there's EMTs, but firefighters get there first. They're medically trained. Here's what New York City, effective immediately, will not respond to. Let me give it to you. Fever, cough, anaphylactic shock, rash, fever, cough, asthma attack, chest pains, fevers and coughs, breathing difficulties, epilepsy, fever, rash, unconsciousness, cardiac inside, outside, in transit, unconscious inside, outside, in transit. New York City told its firefighters during this corona outbreak, you're not to do it. You want to know what Detroit told its firefighters?
What's that?
They haven't told them shit, dude.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, I think people forget that, you know, as first responders, we work for the community. You know? I mean, that's what we're there for. That's who we're there to serve, you know. And
it's honorable, bro.
As minor as a issue I may think that somebody has, to them, it's the most important thing on the face of the earth at that time. And for us to downplay it, I mean, that's unfair.
Absolutely. And now I'm going to say this before I let you go. I have respect for you, and I have respect for police and first responders and fire and paramedics and the military. Most people are scared and go running around trying to get toilet paper because they can't think straight. You're a class of person. The deputies are a class of person. The police are a class of person that go towards it when we have trouble. And when I see the government that's supposed to oversee them, employs them, pays them, and orders them places failing, I can't let it stand. So, you know, thanks for doing the job. And keep in touch, Holmes, and I'll send you a Coney kit.
Stay safe,
Chris. I appreciate that, and you guys keep doing what you're doing. I'm trying to convince my wife that we need to transfer up to Detroit, but I'm not a cold weather girl. So, but I appreciate what you guys do, and I meant that by you guys getting the word out. You guys are our voice. You guys never heard of us before the media came in and started talking. So we owe it to you guys, and we thank you very much.
You're welcome, brother. We'll talk to you.
Stay safe, Chris.
Right. Stay safe, Chris. It was great talking to you.
Tell the bad guys not to beat anybody up, right? Make sure the kids get clean.
All right.
I got to do that, too.
Have a good one.
Bye.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, you hear that?
He's a very good guy.
So that's the news from the border. 1, traffic's down. 2, the Mexicans are cooperating. 3, people will get their day in court. 4, they cleaned up conditions. 5, everybody has a shower. They have an infirmary.
So you're getting some order.
Yes.
Some order.
We're Americans. This is our community, Karen. I don't know what happened to the money. I don't think the deputies and the sheriff mismanaged it or stole it. They don't get enough. We're not paying attention.
It's not a priority, Charlie.
And yet it's in our tax bills.
But it should be.
Thank you. Governor Whitmer, that is the vice president of the Border Patrol, calling it an outrage and telling you absolutely should fix it. It's a public health emergency, and you're going to stop having employees.
I guess at some point, Charlie,
pay 'em more.
you got to look at the connectivity of things. And if you aren't looking at it, the people around you should be making you aware of it. Like, it can't just be what's in front. You know, during the campaign, it was the roads. And at some point, I think we need to distinguish between which roads belong to whom. Because there are some state responsibility, but some of them are county, and a lot of them are city.
Yeah.
Because our roads are horrible.
Yeah.
But on the larger scale, you have to look at the human interest side of politics. What is government supposed to do? What are you being paid to do? And is it being done? If it's not being done, why isn't it being done? And if you're responsible for it, then do it.
Priorities.
That's it.
And again, I mean, jail's not a place you look. And me, I'm a humanist. I'm an American. I'm a constitutionalist. You can't have it that way. But again, times like this shine a light on where the weak spots are.
And maybe, with, you shining light on this, as Chris indicated, maybe there'll be some increased awareness and enhanced response to those things. Maybe we'll start to see that, gee, if we don't take care of this situation here, we're creating problems on the back end.
Right.
I'm all for cutting off the contributions to problems. Let's stop responding to them. Let's stop creating them.
Amen.
Fuck.
Should I pass the plate?
You should
Run for office.
And you've got a lot of experience. I mean, you're
But
trying
Charlie,
to juggle a bankrupt city. You know?
But Charlie, I'm like you. I've lived in this community all my life. I see the people. I'm not afraid of the people. I'm one of the people. I mean, I am. And so I want things to be right. I want things to be fair. I don't think it's the government's responsibility to save everything and everybody, but I do think it is a government's responsibility to do what it's paid to do.
Yes.
I do.
Amen.
I mean, that's it.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Man,
That's how it should be.
I'm in there shaking hands and stuff, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, I heard you were a rock star in there.
I'm a rock star in the can, man.
Yeah, they were like, Charlie LeDuff. Hey, I read your story, too. The guy slid the cockroach under, like, look at this.
He slid a cockroach under the cell door.
Charlie took off his shoe to measure the size of it with his big toe.
It was indeed the size of I can accurately say it was the size of a big toe.
But see, this is also why you're able to extract information and expose situations for better or worse that many won't do because you aren't afraid. Now, how many people are going to pull off their shoe to measure the size of a cockroach to their toe? But
Very few.
You had to do that to quantify your story and to actually make people understand that this wasn't
how big the damn thing
was. How big, because it's there and it's being well fed and maintained, possibly better than some of the
Plus, it's fun.
The inmates.
Plus, it's fun. The inmates in the can, you're there. It's a show just showed up, and it's like we're talking about health. So let me expose, try to get close to you in the sense that I'll take my shoe off and do that,
But nothing tops when you were with the lady, Bob. You remember that story when he was waiting for EMS and he went to McDonald's and he took off his clothes. He had on a robe. He took a bath. And I was like, is Charlie really taking a bath at this lady's house? He was.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best story ever.
Well, and then we went out for McDonald's.
Yeah.
Came back.
And they still hadn't
And
come.
then we had to go back because
the order was wrong.
No ice.
and they still didn't come.
And
those are McDonald's.
No, and they didn't.
Those are McDonald's in the hood. They're never right.
And again, just to go back to it, a couple years ago, the current mayor's like, those days are gone.
Where'd they go?
Are they?
And the listeners of this show know I ran the data. No, it's not. And those days are the same. You manipulated the data. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Trump, not good enough. Mr. Duggan, not good enough. Ms. Whitmer, not good enough.
Ms. Nessel, not good enough.
Not good enough. I'm not here. My wife goes, you're very intense. I said it earlier. I'm sorry. I've been around the world. So when you tell me nothing, hey, dude, you're a broken record, man. You're a broken record. You're losing credibility. people dump in Detroit for decades. They're corrupt for decades. I mean, move along. I'm like, fuck you. It's
Right,
not.
because you've been places where the shit works.
It's not normal.
Right.
But that also, in my opinion, because people tend to think very myopically. If they've never been any place or seen anything to compare it to, this is all they know.
Right.
Not to penalize them for that, but certainly the person who has more exposure, more experience, adds value to that perspective and that conversation. So
That's
thank
right,
you
so
for
shut your mouth. Shut your dirty fucking mouth. Shut your mouth. I'll slap your lips right off your face. I mean it.
So what are you saying?
I don't know.
Shut your mouth. Your dirty, filthy mouth.
Who are you talking to, Charlie?
Myself.
Why?
Just hey, dude. Like, if you don't like whoever you are out there, you don't like what I'm doing, don't listen.
No, but that's not.
You're gonna see.
Charlie, people like to say things because they want to evoke a response. I mean, they do the whole, I don't necessarily think that's true, because if they didn't like you, they wouldn't listen long enough to have anything to complain about.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Even if they didn't like to hate you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm doing it because we're going to get it done.
Right on.
So I went from being the highest paid reporter in this town to probably the lowest paid. I'm doing it.
Right.
But you look at the wealth you have around you.
I love it.
You're in the lower level. You've got me, Bob, Joey. You can't buy this.
Well, I'm not going to be able to buy anything with this economy.
It's true.
Well, that's true.
Because, again, okay, ready? Breaking news, Bob.
Beep, beep, beep.
Right on.
We could go to American Coney Island and eat, though.
By the time, Bob, there you go. Bob, we almost got to American Coney Island by the time you found that sound effect. Breaking news. Economy shit.
Yeah.
It is.
And shitting.
And, I don't, again, not an I told you so prize. We've been talking about the fundamentals are whacked. They've been whacked for 10 years. So all you that graduated from the University of Cable News Talking Points, look, let me tell you something. It's all predicated on borrowing and cheap money. So when something like, my mom's taking a tour of panic when the virus comes. Naturally, the markets, because international chains, right? Shipping chains and interconnectivity. Yeah, okay. It's down 5%. It's down 10%. It went down 20%.
Down 20%, yeah.
The biggest drop, the quickest drop of that depth in the history of this country. What is the reaction to it?
Panic.
The European central banks just quintupled their buying of their own bonds.
Wow.
Quantitative easing, printing money and buying it.
Yep.
To get liquidity, to get money into the market. What is Trump's reaction? Let me give out loans. Take on debt to pay your debt.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The reason they're freaking out is corporate debt, as we've said on this show, is at an all-time high, as is household debt and government debt. Okay, but let's take the corporate debt. You borrowed money real cheap, easy. But when there's an interruption in the economy, now in this case coronavirus, you miss some payments or your sales go down, you're in trouble. You may default on a payment or two.
Right.
What do? You cut costs. You lay people off. Household debt, all-time high. You start missing payments. Sound familiar?
Very.
This is the panic.
And what happens? They foreclose you in your house.
This affects us all.
2008 all over again.
So, the wise guy, amateur epidemiologist or the economist from MSNBC guy sitting on his couch. My 401k's doing great. How you liking now, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
How you liking now? This is the big long-term issue. Again, the government cut taxes to the bone. Interest rates are, there's no mechanism.
Well, they cut taxes to the bone for the rich people. My taxes didn't go down.
Little bit.
Not even noticeable.
Not significantly.
$20 a paycheck.
But there's a domino effect to this, Charlie, that
This is what I'm saying.
There is to the average person, to the person that looks and lives like us. And that's what people are overlooking, and that is cause for panic, because now, I mean, let's look at the simple side of it. You now have schools out for 3 weeks, so
and I can't get no toilet paper.
You can't get any toilet paper. But there are two sides to this. There are a lot of students who only get a meal at school, that they don't have the resources at home.
Fuck 'em, Karen.
No, but this is the other thing. Now you've got parents that either can't pay for childcare. They have to stay home.
Right.
So they may or may not have paid time or paid sick time or whatever that is, so they can stay home comfortably and still have income. So you're looking at all of these things. Let's not let that be lost in this process.
Totally.
Seriously.
Totally. And, I was talking to my wife about it this morning. I say at some point when real life hits you outside of the manufactured human system, you got to just figure it out, man.
That's true.
That's where we're at now.
That's true.
Like your thinking is about your butt, and it's like you're gonna have to figure out who's got the kids, how you can get to work, if you can live without the work. Sometimes God takes over. Think about that this Lenten season.
But that's the other thing too, Charlie. I know this is a little. You think about during Lent, it's a period of sacrifice. It's a period of inflection. Maybe that's what we're all supposed to be doing now. We're supposed to pull back, look at who we are, what we have, learn to do without what we don't need. See how we can connect and help each other. I mean, seriously. I mean, we need to figure that out.
That's really nice.
Well, I mean, I think so. I don't think we need to be afraid of people.
No, your phone.
That's
I thought Bob was playing a soundtrack.
That was Kirby
I'm like,
calling.
that's so sweet. It's like angels singing.
Yeah, it is. But I really think that we need to do that. I mean, how many? Bob and I were talking. Everybody's got. You got food. You buy food. You got a freezer full of stuff that you aren't eating. Okay, maybe you don't need to go out and buy into this. You can see what you have at home.
Right.
How many cans of soup do you already have? How many bags of frozen shrimp do you? I mean, think about what you have.
Boom.
And think about what you can share with those who don't.
Boom.
Right on.
How many? How long's left? What's left? Like it's Lent lasts beyond this quarantine,
And it can.
So
yes.
Think about it, people. Take it as a spiritual moment. And
all the stuff you don't need. You don't need to go out and buy. Maybe you don't need to go buy anything. And I'm just saying, just to kind of come back to a grounding point, press the reset button on our lives individually and collectively so we can go forward in a more positive, productive, and hopefully profitable manner.
And as an American, right, as a multicultural society, let me say, and if you're not a Christian celebrating Lent,
right,
as an American, not as a Christian, I'd like to say, why don't you come over and give me something? Bring me some stuff. I'm entitled to it.
I meant to bring you something.
Joey's thinking about that. He's like, you're right.
He's thinking.
Last thing before we go, let's just, the Michigan primary came and went. Big turnout, right, for the Democrats. Remember, the Republicans had it last time. People are engaged, right?
Oh, they are. I think so.
Except Detroit's turnout was down.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Like we were hearing all about South Carolina and the Black Wall and why?
You would have thought Biden, by that narrative, would have turned out more of Detroit, but he didn't.
He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And Detroit turns out when they're
But the rest of Michigan and all the other counties in Michigan turned out for Biden.
White people.
I think Detroiters, and I've said this before, are just politically apathetic. I don't think that enough of them see the connection between voting and the outcome. Disappointed in the repeated election of folks who don't give them even half of what they promise or what they should. I think they're just like, what the hell? I mean, I really do.
Let's go like this. On that note, Bernie Sanders, when he ran against Hillary, lost 30% of the white vote. So the white working class is alive. The suburbs are alive. They're going to speak to, I think, the media always loses track that basically the country goes the way white people still, because there's still a lot of them, right? But the flip is this. The margin is, does Trump pull any black people? Or do black people stay at home? Because I bet you everybody's coming out. And by the time the election comes, you'll see some kind of rebound in the Dow.
Oh, you hope.
This is why
I really do.
We aren't careful.
Unless
Trump's going to win again.
That's right.
Well, now everybody's doing the hooray, like, hey, the coronavirus, and look at the economy now. And, like, I take no joy. And, like, Look, I'd rather have some money and be healthy, right, than I take that over running Trump out any day.
But look at, statistics show that most people can't put their hands on $400, in case of an emergency.
Yeah, that one came out again
How
today,
crazy
didn't
is
it?
that?
It did. What came out the other day, it used to be $1,000, so I guess that's gone down. I mean, but you have to look, when you hear people are employed.
And what does that say? That it's going down?
Exactly. Employment numbers, are up, but people are working 2 and 3 jobs, just to make
less
ends meet.
money. Yeah.
Also, if in fact you decide to go out and eat, tip generously. And tip in cash if you can. Be thoughtful of the people who are out there working hard that need to take their money home.
The other thing is, I will say this, that little packages I told you to get together, let me do it again. Bag of rice, box of bullets, pack of batteries, carton of cigarettes, bottle of scotch, 5 gallons of gas, bar of soap, subscription to Netflix, and you need some small donations. Denominational bills. You need some cash money.
Now, and also, I'm hoping that this doesn't rise to the level where people really start freaking out at a criminal level. People are robbing people for toilet paper and water and doing what they may think they need to do to survive. Don't forget, the survival instinct kicks in.
Box of bullets. I got mine. Remember, old people stay home. Unless you can't afford
Charlie.
a movie.
What is old?
Over 75.
Okay.
If you're old and you don't want to go to a movie theater, do like my mom.
Go to Meyer.
Casino.
Go to Meyer.
Go to Meyer. Go to the
Best
casino.
show in town. And remember, really, folks, if you think you've got it, call ahead. Follow their instructions. They will help you. Don't just run up there. That's the best thing. And try to love each other. And I plan to be here next week, Karen.
Even from a distance.
Right there. High five with the elbow, Bob. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got to sneeze.
Now touch
Now shake it.
Yeah, right.
Fix it, Governor. Fix it.
Are we rolling? A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. A mother was washing her baby one night, the youngest of 10, and a delicate mite. The mother was poor, and the baby was thin. 'Twas naught but an skeleton, covered with skin. The mother turned round for the soap off the rack. She was only a moment, but when she turned back, her baby had gone, and in anguish she cried, "Oh, where has my baby gone?" The angels replied, "Oh, your baby has gone down the plug hole. Oh, your baby has gone down the plug." The poor little thing was so skinny and thin, he should have been washed in a jug, Your baby is perfectly happy. He won't need a bath anymore. He's a mucking about with the angels above. Not a lost, but gonna be a four. Thank you. Do you want to do it again?